All right, well, our next guest is the co-founder of the popular tech news site GeekWire, as well as the owner of Seattle Magazine. And if that weren't enough, he's launching something new specifically for the American Asian community. Here to join us now to talk more about JoySauce is Jonathan Sposato. Thank you and welcome back to New Day.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
We are delighted. I am excited to hear all about JoySauce, but all of your past entrepreneurial pursuits, why did you create JoySauce and what's it all about?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked. So honestly, growing up, I never saw anyone who looked like me, right? And so I had friends who were Asian American. Obviously, I had my family to look to. And despite being about 8 to 9% of the overall United States population, Asian Americans, we actually are only represented about 2.5% at a time in media, in movies and TV. So while things are a little bit better now with things like movies like Crazy Rich Asians or Shang-Chi, I still think that numerically those are the exceptions. And also, you have to be sort of exceptional. You have to know martial arts or be crazy rich. And so I decided, what if we actually created something where we had normal, everyday American Asians, but doing extraordinary things and create more space.
I love it. We're watching a promo right now of JoySauce. What does the word JoySauce mean to you?
Yeah, so JoySauce, it's meant to be happy, joyful, positive, and sort of tongue-in-cheek. I think that you can go in two different directions. One is that you can be very, very serious, or you can kind of be angry.
This is so awesome.
Thank you, thank you. Yes, that's our good friend George. And so it's meant to be very celebratory. What if all the time we represented Asian Americans, or I say American Asians, in really positive, strong, beautiful, nuanced ways, all day and every day.
It's funny you said that at the beginning of the segment. I stumbled because you were typically used to saying Asian American. Why is it important to say American Asian?
Great question. So American Asian sort of does two things. It puts the emphasis on Asian. So the American part, the first word is more of the adjective or the description, and the Asian part is more the center of gravity. The second reason why I did that is because I think that it's to signal to the world that we can kind of define ourselves in whatever way that we want. Right, instead of just kind of taking what might have been prescribed from years past.
Right. Yeah. I think that that's a lot of the situation when we talk about AANHPI as well, and some people go, "What is all of this?" And it's that representation and choosing.
That's right.
What we want to be called. So. Most of the efforts are focused on that AANHPI, but why did you include non-Asian allies as well?
Yes, that's right. So most people know by now that I was raised by a single mom, and by the time that I was about 9 years old, my mother had married a really nice, lovely Italian-American man, and he legally adopted me, raised me. So here I was, a 9, 10-year-old, half Chinese, half Korean kid with Italian cousins and an Italian grandmother who loved me. I'm married to someone who's non-Asian. So I think it's important to include allies in our stories. If we're too isolated and we just focus on 100% Asian Americans, then I think that's not as bridge building. And so I think that we need to acknowledge our allies and family members.
I love that. And us Italian Americans, we love everybody.
That's right.
Everyone is family.
That's right.
But you got to eat a lot. Why isn't there more AANHPI representation, I would say, in mainstream media? When you were talking about Crazy Rich Asian, I mean, these are just 2 movies. Joy Luck Club was but this is just these little few snippets. So there's a much more complicated answer to that, but to boil it down simply, it's because progress happens slowly, and that people still look at Asian Americans in general as fitting certain stereotypical lanes or fitting certain tropes. And so I think that we need to continue to push so that people think, so that producers, writers, directors, the decision makers in mainstream media see a more diverse offering of Asian American roles, and that's when I think that the pipeline, the supply can meet the demand. Yes, I concur. I think actually Bridgerton, the next male lead, should be an Asian American man.
Hey, I support that. Yeah, very
Coming
good.
from here. All right, well, this has been a pleasure. Before I let you go, what is in store for JoySauce moving forward?
Yeah, so we have a lot more programming. As you know, it's a multimedia network with reality TV shows, scripted stories, podcasts, incisive written editorial. So we've got more of those things coming down the pipeline. We've got, I think, the first all Asian American late night talk show coming down the pipe. We have more shows with our race car driver, Samantha Tan, who's 23 and one of the few professional, super successful race car drivers in a male-dominated field, much less her being Asian American. So we've got a lot coming up.
That is so great. Thank you so much for coming on the show to share this with us and for continuing to innovate and open our minds. Thank you so much,
Thank
Jonathan.
you, Amity. Yeah.